order if he raised a little hair.
And Mitchell Green now making his way down the hallway, and it's a very short walk up to the ring here. I should point out one other thing, too. There was a story released a little bit earlier today by the New York Post and spoken about on some of the local television newscasts here in New York as well, that the New York Police Department would perhaps arrest Mitchell Green either before or after the fight. Well, the story is there is a minor warrant for harassment that was issued on May 13th for Mitchell Green. The official statement of the police department says it's a violation. It's not a crime. And after the fight, Green's agent will be informed of exactly what action the police department will take. And it could be an arrest, it could be a fine, nobody really knows, but that is the official word. In the meantime, Mitchell Green has some business to take care of. Here's a look at the record of Mitch Green. The one loss to Trevor Berbick, the draw early in his career, 10 knockouts.
We saw him as far back as his amateur career. He was always a very spirited, very tough kid in the ring. Not a classic style, but he'd fight you.
And he's made no bones about the fact he wants to get in there and go dukes with Mike Tyson. Of course, the question is, can he do it? And Mike Tyson, traditionally, no robe, no socks. He says it makes him feel like a warrior, makes him feel like a gladiator.
Well, no matter how much money he makes, he'll never squander it on his wardrobe.
I had to consider wearing socks.
Well, Ray, you were talking to him about that yesterday, and we were talking about the fact that really it seems like it would just be uncomfortable if nothing else. He just loves it. He says it just makes him feel like a warrior.
It makes him feel like he's ready to go to work. In fact, he is.
Hector Camacho takes a shower with more stuff on him than that.
And he's a guy who, again, you know, we've used this before, but he's just a no-nonsense guy. He's here to do a job. He's a very low-key kind of guy. He comes into the ring now well warmed up, and that's another thing that you've talked about on numerous occasions.
Oh, he's ready to go to work. Perspiration on his body. Look at his facial expression. Very serious individual tonight.
He doesn't look like to me like he's going to get any roles on Dynasty.
No, I don't think so. Or the Love Boat, for that matter. 24-3 record as an amateur. He says he plans to have the title by age 20. Fighting twice a month, that's been pretty well documented, but should also point out that in his first 16 fights, he only fought 22 rounds. And here's
a graphic that shows how many fights in the first years as pro as some former champions. As you can see, fighting a lot doesn't guarantee you'll be a champion, or just fighting a little. But it's not that unusual in the context of boxing history.
And a tail of the tape, of course, a 10-year age difference. I'm not sure how much of a factor that will really be. The reach advantage for Mitchell Green, but the height advantage could be significant, Larry, if Mitchell Green decides to make it significant.
Right, because it looks to me that Tyson is closer to 5'10" than 6 feet. So that may be a little exaggeration. And there you can see in our punch stat just how many punches these fighters throw. And that Tyson rations his aggressiveness. He just doesn't come out and throw punches from all over, but he throws hard punches and not a lot of jabs. Green, as you can see, is more active. And there you can see we're going to track the body punches tonight that Mike Tyson throws. Although, as you see, he threw as many as 20 in a round and as few as 9 in a round in his last fights. But he's a devastating body puncher, much like Joe Frazier. And there's Mitch Green's jabs, not a very high percentage that he's landed.
Let's take a look at the rules then. Scoring by rounds here in the state of New York, but there is a supplementary point system in case there is a draw in rounds. And it's a 1-point system. If you win a round, you get 1 point. If you win it decisively, you get 2. 3 knockdown rule is in effect, and that's something you don't find in championship fights as a rule. No standing gate count. You can be saved by the bell only in the last round. That's pretty general. And the ring doctor unusually can stop the fight here in the state of New York. Well, there's a look at Mike Tyson, and he really is a throwback.
Well, he's
right now, let's go up to the ring announcer, and Darian Rather for the pre-fight introductions.
From the beautiful Madison Square Garden here in the Big Apple of New York City, as well as the Empire State of New York, Don King Productions and Madison Square Garden proudly present New York The scheduled 10-round heavyweight bout is approved and sanctioned by the New York State Athletic Commission. The former light heavyweight champion of the world, Jose Torres, chairman. Rose Trentman and Jimmy Dupree, commissioners. The chief physician in attendance at ringside this evening is Dr. Frank S. Folk, along with his two fine colleagues, Dr. Billy Lathan and Dr. Richard Estrico. The judges, Pat Dolan, George D. Gabriel, and Georgie Colon. Counting for the knockdown seconds, alternate referee Carl Duke Schroeder. The timekeeper de bell is Cecilio Pedraja. In the ring at this time, the man in charge of the scheduled 10-round heavyweight bout, referee Luis Rivera. And now, boxing fans, introducing the principals. First, in the red corner, wearing the white trunks with the black and red trim. He tipped in at an even 225 pounds. This gentleman has 16 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, with 10 knockouts. He is ranked number 7 by the World Boxing Council from Queens, New York. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Mitch Blood Green. And his opponent in the blue corner, wearing the black trunks. He weighed in at 215 1/4 pounds. This young man is undefeated in 20 professional bouts with 19 knockouts. From Catskill, New York, ladies and gentlemen, here's Mike Tyson.
Little question as to the public choice.
I want a clean fight. Protect yourself at all times. Any knockdown goes to the bottom of the corner and I stay there until I tell you to come out. 3 knockdowns without the fight automatically. Protect yourself at all times and listen to my commands. Take hand with the belt out of my fighting glove.
One of the things we're going to have to see here is whether the Quick Tillers fight was a meaningful learning experience for Tyson, or whether it exposed a weakness he's always going to have to fight to overcome.
Let us also remind you that we have ringside our own unofficial judge, Harold Letterman, who is, of course, a judge in the state of Nevada and was so much a factor in the last fight that we showed you here on HBO, that between Larry Holmes and Michael Spinks. Round 1, Mike Tyson right on top of Mitch Green.
Just as expected, Mike Tyson comes out like a locomotive, going straight